The president, who the media praises for having empathy in spades, seems to have little to offer regarding the deadliest wildfire in modern American history. Joe Biden refusing to comment as the death toll in Hawaii rises to 96 Americans, with hundreds more missing.
Mr. President, are you going to take questions on Maui?
Can you come talk about Maui?
I'm looking at it. Mr. President, any comments on the rising death toll on Maui?
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
Apparently, Biden couldn't be bothered to comment while soaking up the last minutes of his beach vacation in Delaware. Nor could he be pestered once he was back at the White House to talk to reporters, his press secretary defending the decision to keep quiet.
Has the president given any advice that he should not speak about Hawaii at this point? Because when he spoke the other day, he added that to planned remarks. The death toll is now roughly tripled. It's now the worst in history. He had an opportunity. He could have stopped by to see us when he arrived back.
So you could expect to hear from the president on this issue. Clearly, it is something that is deeply concerning to him. You'll hear from the president on this. I don't have anything to announce at this time, but certainly he's the president, right? You're going to hear from him.
Oh, he's the president.
There you go. We're also learning more about how the disaster unfolded and why so many people were vulnerable. Residents say they didn't hear the state's robust siren warning system, which is the largest in the world with about 400 alarms. Officials admitting it's that silent during the deadly wildfires. That's pretty crazy. Dana, you have history in this. I wanted to, there's always this game of tragedy tag. The party out of power tags the guy in power, regardless of whether it's Katrina or Sandy or what's happening now. This is different. Is it not?
It sounds a little different, yes. And look, I would say on Hurricane Katrina, it was a horrible tragedy. It was a terrible thing that happened. There were a lot of things that got glossed over, we could say, in the press, so much so that later on, during his book tour, Oprah Winfrey apologized to President Bush on her show for criticizing him at the time. Though, for the responsibilities that the federal government had, they were important ones, and lessons were learned from that, which helped deal with other hurricanes. In this situation with President Biden, I've wondered if he didn't hear the question, and if his answer to every question is, we're looking at it. Okay, well, that could be a question. But this does seem very strange for somebody who is an empathetic person. You would think that maybe he could say, let's do a couple of things here, like perhaps ask former President Obama if he would pitch in and maybe help lead a delegation, and maybe that will happen. Or perhaps you could call a cabinet meeting, even if it's virtual, and say, I want the full power of the federal government to make sure that everyone here, I want the housing guy on, I want health here, I want HUD here, I want small business, I want all the DHS people I can find, EPA, make sure you're there. I don't understand why none of that is happening. And I felt that you could see or hear a little bit of exasperation in Karine Jean-Pierre's voice because she didn't have anything else to say. Because the president's on vacation, and guess what? He's going on another vacation. So it's like a vacation plus a vacation.
I don't know, Brian. This seems pretty fishy to me. What if he's just out of it? He's just done. I mean, this would be the perfect thing to he's not even addressing.
This is the easiest thing in the world. And you could also shut down any Hunter questions. Not at this time. Yeah. You saw the devastation. Right. We have 93 dead. That number could triple in a matter of hours. I'm not going to sit here and talk about any personal issues. Right now, I'm going to tell you my heart goes out to the people of Hawaii. And I'm sending the vice president there. Brilliant, Dana, because I said Barack Obama is a phone call away. So Barack Obama, I'm surprised, didn't pick up the phone and say, do you know how bad this is? All right, because I know these people. Number two is to have maybe 43 and 42 go out there together, the way 41 and 42 Bill Clinton did with Thailand and everything would have been perfect. But this is the easiest thing in the world. Devastation, the world's watching. Democratic state, there's no political downside to caring. And he doesn't even have anyone next to him to say, Mr. President, you got to get outside the car again. They just asked you what you think of Maui. And the fact is, it's Monday at noon. He lands at 11:30, and they leave her out there. He still hasn't made a statement. Yep. It's crazy. And to me, it worries. Harold and I were talking to the break. You think he didn't hear him, but you had 3 days to hear him. Yep. 3 days to do something. The easiest thing in the world is to show you care.
Yeah, Harold. Why? What's your problem?
I'm able to agree with people when they're right, when I think they're right. I agree wholeheartedly with Dana and Brian. And would only add, he could have also said that he at the very start of this awful, at the start of this tragedy, he made available every asset of the federal government. To not say that is perplexing to me.
Judge.
Time for the 25th Amendment. I think that this is an absolute scenario where any human being would say our heart goes out to those who are missing family members, to those who we've lost. Only 3% of the impacted areas have been searched. Do you have any idea how many more people we're going to find? And this president can't even say, and by the way, he went to church Sunday morning. Okay, it's all theater to him. None of this is real. He got in as the empathic president, and he hasn't acted that way. Look, he wouldn't go to Palestine on the mainland. You think he's going to go to Hawaii? And so I kind of picked up what Trump did when he was president. He visited Texas during Hurricane Harvey, Florida, Hurricane Irma, Puerto Rico, Hurricane Maria, North Carolina, South Carolina, Hurricane Florence, Georgia and Florida, Michael, Alabama, tornado. It goes on and on. This is what presidents are supposed to do. They're supposed to give you a sense that we're in control, we're going to take care of this. And then when they interview the people who are on the island, they say, we haven't heard anything from the federal government. Nothing. We're only getting help from the local agencies who are helping us out. Let me tell you something. I'm curious to see whether or not Hawaii goes Democrat in 2024.
Wouldn't you like to see Kamala Harris down there on instinct instead of talking about
she could do something other than laugh.
Right. Go down there and roll up her sleeves.
Exclamation point said it well also at the outset. This is about everybody wants to blame the other side every time. And this is one of those moments where not only should we give them everything they need, but everybody should do what President Bush and your team did. You learn from what you did right and what you did wrong, because there's some things they did wrong in Hawaii, at least the way the public narrative reads, that they're going to learn in this investigation that their attorney general is conducting.
Evidently, it's their power system that ignited everything.
Yeah.
And there was no water in the hydrants.
Yeah.
So unbelievable.
And it went, I think, a mile every minute the fire went.
Yeah.
Every minute it covered a mile of property.
All right. Well, I get the sense that it's a lot worse than we know right now. And I'm not just talking about Hawaii, I'm talking about Biden. That's my feeling. It's terrible in Hawaii, but White House ain't
Because
looking too
instinctively he couldn't walk over to the cameras and just do what anybody else would do.
And say, God help him.
Or also coming out of the church service.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy.
a natural place to do that.
All right, up next, mobs are busting out the bear spray to ransack a luxury store in crime-ridden California.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.